Boom, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. It is a very exciting day. I'm so proud of all the Bear private members who are just slaying the charts right now. I'm going to dive in. We're going to be going over BAT. We're also going to take a look at QTUM and OMISEGO because some of the private Bear Den members are trading those. There's so many great plays right now. You need to learn this one thing and this one thing only. Ignore all the other noise out in the markets right now. Stay tuned to the end of the video so you get all the information that's included here, because if once you figure this out, you will become a successful trader at these times in the market. So don't delay. Learn how to play. That's what it is. So I'm going to zoom over here, and we're going to take a look at BAT. Now, I love this right now because I love all of the trolls that show up in the comments that think they know what they're talking about. And I just want to give a hats off to you guys for not knowing what you're doing, because you're the people that get shaken out in weak hands in these moments, and you end up selling to people like me when you get shaken out of your position. So here we have BAT on the daily, and I'm going to get rid of my box here just so it's pretty clear, and I'm actually going to clean everything up. Guys, when you're trading, try to get rid of as much noise as possible, and I'll keep the 3MA on there just because I do like that. So currently we hit our previous LPS test. I built a position here in BAT over the last week, and as it started to go up, I bought actually into the LPSs here. Now it's really funny because some of you have posted on my chart like, oh, it's making a head and shoulders. Look, your technical analysis is irrelevant in a bull market. This is why so many people think technical analysis doesn't work. It's because if you don't know where you are in the markets, you don't know what you're trading, and those positions don't make any sense, right? So this is not a head and shoulders. Why? Because on the daily, we're looking at one of the most bullish indicators we have in the entire sphere of the universe right now. So ignore your beginner newbie trading attitude right now and just learn how to do the Wyckoff accumulation. That's it. That's all you need to do. So welcome to all the new private Bear Den members. There's around 50 of you. We're going to start to cap it, and we're actually going to raise the price. So we only have room for a few more people to sign up at this particular $30 price. So if you want to try it, do it, because I'm going to raise the price, because it's just a way to make sure that any of you that do show up have skin in the game to actually play and practice here without just bringing noise to our group of a bunch of very talented, well-educated traders. So keep that in mind, and I won't really pitch that anymore. So here we saw, and again, we'll go into the 45-minute because I want to express some things here about BAT that were very, very beautiful to watch as we were moving. So here, after the breakout of the POC, I bought again here, and believe it or not, I bought again here. And I know you're probably, every YouTuber and their dog is like, yeah, I bought all the bottoms. Well, that's what CompMan does, and that's what I'm doing. Every time I see weakness during an LPS phase, I am accumulating a bigger position, because what comes next is what's known as like the kaboom phase, or the SOS, which is a sign of strength, which is about what the basic attention token is just about to go through. So here, see on this last LPS, how there is almost no volume down here? That's a very bullish sign. And more importantly, notice how we started to rise on very little volume as well. Also a bullish signal. These LPS phases, when you're in the box like that, are so profound, because if you know how to trade these and you know how to build a campaign like Composite Man, the chances of you being successful are extremely high. I highly suggest to pretty much ignore every YouTuber out there that talks about technical analysis right now and just learn this. Whether you join our private group or not, I don't care. Figure out how to use this Wyckoff accumulation chart. Ignore all the stupid like, oh, there's a head and shoulders in this. It doesn't matter. When you're in the final stages of LPS, none of those things matter. The supply is gone. It doesn't exist anymore. So that head and shoulders I knew was not going to complete. Well, why did I know that? Because it's an LPS phase. So go do your homework and get studied up, because there's a lot more of these to come. So let's take a look at QTUM and go over that exact moment too. So last night, I was on a private call with Jerry, Bear Den here, and we saw, this inverse head and shoulders, which we had charted, this LPS phase. I was really excited about. I was like, Jerry, we got to keep our eyes on this LPS phase, because we're likely going to see a sign of strength, the SOS, and then the backup. And this backup in QTUM is where I'm actually going to take my position, probably somewhere around here. Now, I'm going to use now 1 and CELR to show you what that backup point looks like. So here is the full Wyckoff chart drawn. See how you see this sign of strength? This is what we're going through right now in QTUM. We break out of the box, we go up like 40 or 50%. 100%. That's exactly what's happening. And then it comes back down and tests the top of the box in phase E. This is what's known as your backup phase. Now, I don't have my PDFs open right now, but I do have this accumulation area open too, just to show you. So here you can see the LPS and the backup of the LPS. So sign of strength breaks outside of the box and then backs up against the box one more time before finally making its big extensions outwards. So we're going to go over OMISEGO as well and use this as an example because we do have some of the private traders who were taking this trade. Now, this is actually probably one of the best places to enter a position for a new trader or someone who doesn't have a lot of capital is right at these final backup phases because they are explosive. Currently, what I've been liking to do is try to enter into this test and the first LPSs in the springs, which we saw here on OMISEGO. This is the next best time. I did not get in this trade, but that's okay. There's a lot more to come. So being able to recognize these backup phases and these signs of strength, look at that, 200% in less than 13 days is beautiful. So when I'm building a position, and we'll go back to basic attention token because this is the one we've been kind of highlighting on the show the last week. This final LPS, I've been building my position the whole way up. We're likely going to see that sign of strength now shoot up outside of the box, which is just a clear indicator that all the supply is gone. Market man's going to drop it back down, get rid of all the weak hands. People are like, oh my God, what is stupid stuff about technical analysis. I obviously don't know what I'm doing. Sell, right? Fair. That's fair. I'm going to be buying that. I'm going to be buying this backup phase into basic attention token. And this is where I'm going to be taking like a serious position is when we go up, sign of strength, bam, back down to this volume area. And just like we saw OMISEGO, a big breakout. So again, we'll use QTUM as the example. Here's that SOS. Let's put the box back here. It was Jerry that charted QTUM. So guys, if you want to, you can check. We save all these charts. I can't edit them. So once they're produced, they're produced. So here's that final LPS stage we were looking for. We charted this, I don't know how many days ago, like a week ago. It'll tell me here. On July 26th, we charted QTUM. We had that second LPS test come back down to the 50 moving average, very common, and then boom, look at that sign of strength right outside the box. Beautiful, beautiful. Now what we're going to do most likely, and this is not always the case, like this, you could consider this small little thing the backup. It could be the case, right? Very no supply left, that's it. It's probably going to come back down and test the top of box E, again, identically to what we saw in both one and CELR. So just as, again, comparison, guys, you need to do this homework. If you're part of the private bear group, you need to do your homework. If you want to join now because I'm going to raise the prices because we don't need people in here that are just looky-loos and all hype. Like, oh my God, things are going up in Exaprint. The people that are trading in the group here do very well for themselves, and we don't need a bunch of hype in the group. So I'm going to be raising the price. If you want to get in at $30, do it now because it's going to go to 60, and then I'm going to raise it to 100 over the next few months. If you don't like that, that's too bad. If you're already in the group, you will get grandfathered in with the price, and we're going to be consistently adding new features for all of the members that are there, like a full-time writer. We're going to be getting into more deep dives. We've got a podcast being booked with Band, with Digibyte founder Jared Tate and a few others. So we'll be constantly focusing on bringing you guys as much value as possible. But in the meantime, because of the way we realize that you need to have skin in the game as a trader, we're going to raise the prices to those people who can actually play and make sure that they know that education is not cheap. If you want to learn how to do something, it's not free. But if you want to, you can learn how to do it for free all on the internet. So I suggest you do that if you think the prices are too high. Anyways, I just want to give you all a heads up and note that we are going to be raising the prices. And if you want to get in at the $30 grandfather price, and all the members will keep that price that get in there, do that sooner rather than later, because I'm going to close it off to try to minimize the noise and keep it top-notch traders only, because these are beautiful. If you don't know how to take advantage of the group and do what 50-60% of the box here from your LPS phases, that's your fault, not ours. So I want to quickly go over and take a look at Matic just as an example here, because this is a very, very important thing to understand as well. It's known as the jump across the creek in the Wyckoff method, and the easiest way to see it is with your 200 and 314-day moving averages. So see, we did our LPS test here after our spring, and then we broke up above the creek with strength, and then we touched into the creek but couldn't get across it, which is like you've got your 200, your 314-day, your 15, your 21-day moving average all smashed up right here. That's the creek. We jumped across the creek with strength, came into the creek, and started to turn around. Matic, in my in my opinion, look, I mean, you have to remember, I've already spent 10 days building a position here, and I'm going to start building a position here. And even more importantly, in that backup phase, just like we saw in OMISEGO, I'm going to be building a serious position. These ascending channels are extremely bullish. So if we want to look at some of our other previous trades that are in that ascending channel format, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at waves. Yeah, we'll just open up waves here. So here's your ascending channel. Here's your LPS, your retest, no closing below the creek. See, well above the 200 and 314-day moving averages. And see this, the final LPS test. This was your backup here, a very small one again. So quantum might not have a big backup phase. Waves certainly didn't. And when you break outside of the box, look at this, in less than 9 days, 112%, right? So I actually spend my time building my campaign for 60 days into this position, right? So I can become very confident about building a position here. I don't just click buy all at once and hope for the best. I spend my time every day accumulating. These are called accumulation charts. So that's what you should be doing. This is not financial advice, because if you listen to other people and you're swayed by every whimsical, nonsensical BS thing that comes across your table, you will end up being a horrible trader. You need to instill inside yourself the confidence necessary to build a thorough campaign, or you need to probably find something else to do with your time. Now, I want to keep this video short because I have some other fun things that I can be doing with my time. Again, thank you guys to the private bear group for being so awesome. Shout out to Leah Bear, Brian, Jerry, always keeping it together. My chief of growls and chief of making sure the porridge is the right temperature. What a wonderful bear family we have, Goldilocks, ladies and gentlemen. I am so excited to be here at this time with you, because this is the beginning of a bull market. And whoever wants to disagree, they can. But you know what? I don't care what you think. You probably don't know what you're talking about. If you did, you would be able to see this very clearly, and you'd go, yeah, let's start accumulating. So anyways, guys, we'll leave it at that. Good luck to everyone. Happy trading, happy investing. Enjoy these times, because they don't last forever. And learn how to get what you can in while you can, because again, when these moments are so limited, your ability to learn is also limited. You have very limited time to figure these things out. So don't study, like, you don't need to know what a ascending channel is, or your moving averages, or your volume profile yet. Just focus on finding these Wyckoff accumulation charts. Spend all your time doing that, and you will find yourself into a new avenue of financial success. But don't listen to me, because if you're swayed by someone's interest, you do not belong in our group. We need people that are willing to do all the homework themselves. We need people that are willing to take responsibility for their actions and say, here's what I see. Don't come up to me and say, oh, where's the price targets? I don't want any of that garbage. We want to help you fine tune so that you can see it. So you bring it to us and we'll tell you what you got wrong. Don't ask us unless you already have tried to make a concerted effort at producing something valuable. And then from there, if you've made mistakes, we will help you correct those, right? Just like in BAT here, for those of you that were asking if it was a Head and Shoulders. And when I told you no, understand why. You know, here's like, oh, here's a shoulder, here's a head, and here's another shoulder. Yeah, but we're in an LPS stage. None of that is relevant. You need to, when in doubt, zoom out. So Steel with the Arcane Bear, thank you guys all for joining us. This has been a lovely day. And as you can see in the jungle here, it's another beautiful, sexy time. So I'm going to probably jump in the waterfall, do something fun, you know, play a little bit of music, meditate, stretch, whatever you think's valuable. Go do that. That's what you should be doing with your time. Thank you guys. It's been one hell of a ride. I'm very, very excited for the next year together. That's all I can say. That's all I can think of right now. Leave your questions, your comments, your thoughts down below. And again, if you want to sign up, take advantage of the prices while they're cheap, because I'm going to raise it. So if you want to get in later when it's more expensive, that's fine too. But we just want to keep the quality of people really high. And by raising the price, that's what we do. Because you're willing to actually put the skin in the game and take responsibility for yourself. Steel with the Arcane Bear. See you guys again on the other side. I'm going to give you my logo, right? Because everyone likes the bear.